What's up, everybody, and welcome into the Flippin' Bats pregame show presented by Perry Ellis Fragrances. We are back at XFINITY Live ahead of Game 5 of the World Series, and it is rowdier than ever. Alex, we just walked in, and there is a line a mile down the street.
It's a big night here in Philly. These fans are not only ready to bounce back from a game last night, everyone's ready to just forget that and move on. But you also have the Eagles taking on the Texans tonight in Thursday Night Football. So Philly fans are next level right now, especially here at XFINITY Live, where they're going to be able to be watching both games.
I can't believe that. I mean, this place continues to blow me away. And you say they're ready to get back after last night.
Yeah.
They need to. No hit last night, not a single hit. Look at this stat right here. First 6 games, 7 runs. World Series Game 4, 0 hits, 14 strikeouts. But if you're wondering what the team thinks about this, Kyle Schwarber was asked after the game, hey, you were a part of history. You were just no hit. What are your thoughts about that? And his quote was, well, I really don't give a I don't know if I need to say it. I guess we'll be in the history books. Tough to turn the page. Absolutely not. So they don't care, but really, what else are you going to say?
What an interesting question to ask the team that just got no hit. Hey, you're a part of history. It's like, yeah, you really want to remind me that? We know how horrible that was. Can you not rub it in a little bit? But
yeah.
That was the perfect response and just adds to the legend of Kyle Schwarber.
Second no-hitter in the history of the World Series.
Yeah.
The first was a perfect game,
Yep.
Little different, but a no-hitter nonetheless. And the World Series is tied 2-2. Game 5 in just a few minutes. Justin Verlander on the mound against Noah Syndergaard. Quite the difference. You got your ace against basically a bullpen day. What a game we're going to have here. The last game in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park all year long.
Yeah, this is a really big, important game for both these teams to head into Houston, being whoever ends up getting this game being 3-2 in the series. And the teams that have gone on to win Game 5 and ended up winning the World Series around 71% of the time. So let's start with the Astros. What are going to be the keys for them to pick up this game tonight?
Well, they're getting a Phillies bullpen day, right?
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard's on the mound. In my opinion, you can't let him get through 3 innings.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect world scenario for the Phillies, is him getting through 3. In fact, if he does get through 3, I think they probably have a lead. You can't let him do that. I think if you're the Astros, you can't let Noah Syndergaard face Yordan Alvarez twice. He needs to be out of there before then. So just get him out early, get to that bullpen.
All right. My first key for the Astros is your brother. Justin Verlander has to go out there, and he has to have a strong outing, and he has to pick up his first win ever in a World Series game and really set the tone for this team heading back into Houston.
I agree. That leads into my last key for the Astros, which is you can't let the moment be too big.
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows his World Series numbers. I can also tell you he doesn't care. He's focused on tonight. But, man, what a moment this is for him, for the team. And if you're Justin, you can't get wrapped up in the World Series numbers. Can't let that moment be too big. Go out and do your work. In fact, in the World Series history, if Justin gets 2 starts in a World Series, that second start, his ERA is like 3.7. That first start, it's around 8. So if he does get a second start, his numbers have been pretty good in a World Series. We'll see if that holds true tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Now let's go over to the other side, the Phillies. Boy, are they ready, I bet, for this game tonight. What are you going to be looking for? What are their keys to bounce back and get this game?
Jump on Justin early.
Yeah.
You got to get to him early, and if you do that, you have a chance. Justin gives up runs. If he gives up runs, it's early in the game. We'll see what they can do, but in my opinion, if the Phillies want to win, you got to get to them. And then mentally, it starts creeping back in your head. If you let them settle in, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, mine's similar to that. Mine is the Phillies bats need to wake up. It can all get started with one guy, like a Bryce Harper getting up there, getting a big hit. Hitting's contagious. Someone needs to break the over streak of no hits last night to get the Phillies going.
Yep, and along those lines, you got to keep the crowd in it.
Yeah.
You mentioned last night.
Weird.
After that 5th inning, the crowd was gone. I mean, still good, but not near the same of what we've
Not
seen.
Philly level fandom.
Keep the game close,
Yeah.
stay in it, play with the lead, and keeping the crowd in it will be huge for them. We've seen the Astros, when the crowd is loud and on their feet with 2 strikes, they're chasing a lot. Keep the crowd in it, and you do that by scoring runs and staying in the game.
Yeah. Now, I know we talked a lot about it last night, but John Smoltz, I know you got to talk to him today. Did he have some thoughts on the no-hitter last night?
Yeah, as I have been every day, catching up with John Smoltz. We talked about that no-hitter, the Christian Javier Invisible, and what he's expecting today from Justin and how the Phillies are going to approach him and how they're going to use their bullpen. So let's check out John Smoltz. Alex and I are going to head down there into the thick of this and get ready to talk to some fans. But for now, here's John Smoltz. All right, I'm here with John Smoltz ahead of Game 5. Game 4 last night was insane. Christian Javier, the Astros, combined no-hitter. First off, your thoughts and feelings up here watching it unfold. What were your thoughts last night?
Well, I thought the game plan was flawless. I mean, he didn't deviate, no reason to trick anybody. I thought both him and Vasquez attacked the zone. And when you have a Phillies team that's that good at home, sometimes you shy away from some of the things that make you special, and he didn't. And he said, I'm going to go right after him until they make me change. And that's the way you have to pitch. And so the fastball in the zone, we talked about it. It's hard for hitters to square it up, and he did a great job just maintaining that the entire night.
We talked about it a good bit before yesterday, and it played out perfectly. But you and I talked about the invisible. That fastball he throws seems to not be picked up very well by anybody. And did you see a lot of that last night?
Yeah, he almost can throw uphill, and he has a good spread between his glove and his release point, so it probably creates a little bit of a advantage for him, and the hitter's just not picking it up. When you swing a bat, you try to get on top of the ball or at least catch the ball on the way up, and they were catching the ball most of the time in the catcher's glove, and they weren't doing a good job of being able to recognize that ball had a little extra hop, and that is why he's so special. You know, his numbers don't make a lot of sense, wins, loss, but what makes sense is he doesn't give up many hits, and he didn't give up any hits last night.
The 5th inning is where things unfolded for the Phillies. Did you agree with every decision along the way? I know it's easy in hindsight, but Nola going back out, Alvarado coming in when he did, all good there? Or did you think one decision was a little off?
Yeah, in a perfect world, being a former reliever, you'd like to have just a little room for error coming into the game. Coming in with the bases loaded is a tough gig, and I didn't think that it was a good situation, but it was the only situation that Rob Thompson had given the circumstances of the bases loaded and his big lefty was warming up. It would have been nice to have a base open to come in the game to at least see what you've got. Bases loaded, have no room for error. Of course, he hit the runner and everything, the batter, and everything turned from there. But, you know, these kind of games can turn on a dime because there is little room for the starter to get in and out of trouble. In a regular season game, they would have never taken him out of that game. Yeah. But that's what happens in the postseason. It's kind of over-magnified the situations.
Tonight we get Game 5. It's 2-2. Astros have Justin going. The Phillies have Noah Syndergaard going, and what we assume is probably going to be a bullpen game for them for the most part. Let's start with Justin. How does he bounce back after not a great Game 1, hasn't pitched great as we're accustomed to in the World Series? What are you looking for tonight out of Justin?
I think just fastball command like he had the first 9 batters, like he really had the last 15 of his previous outing, and he just got out of his mechanics. A little key will be whatever you work on in the bullpen to make sure that the release point's consistent, because when his release point's good, there's no chance that hitters can square him up on a consistent basis. So really was kind of a flukish inning where he lost his fastball, which trickled into some other pitches in the zone. And when he's right, he's going to see basically what his previous teammate did. Fastball's top of the zone, fastball's pounding strike. He has every weapon that you could ever want to silence an offense. The difference is they got no hit. Yeah. And so normally you would say, oh man, Justin's pitching, that's not good. But after you don't get a hit the day before, the offense thinks, well, I mean, it's got to get better. We can't get no hit 2 games in a row. So Justin just has to really kind of copycat a little bit with his fastball command on top of his zone, he's going to be fine.
I haven't talked to him about this, so I'll ask you about it. Are his World Series numbers in his head at all? Does he know about it? Does he care about it?
Well, he wouldn't be human if he didn't think about it and care about it. I think the fact that as a great pitcher, when you're asked questions that are out of your sphere, when you're not normally like that, I think it starts having an accumulative effect. The unfortunate thing is it's not going to define him, but you in the moment want to pick your team up so bad that sometimes you can press internally in a way where things snowball that would never snowball in a regular season. So, it's really easy to say. It's harder to do is to put everything away and pitch one batter at a time. At this time of the year, the narrative goes away. You can't go into a game with all of that on your back trying to unpack. And I think that is the hardest part about postseason. Magnifying glass, everything's magnified. It's not fair one way or the other. And you get too much credit and too much blame. You want to be in a spot where you pitch batter to batter to batter, and at the end of the day, you don't even know what the circumstances are. And that's the kind of game you got to have, and it will not undo everything, but it'll relieve a lot.
Yep. On the other side of things, the Phillies, Noah Syndergaard going. What's a game plan look like for them tonight? Are they looking for Syndergaard to go 5-6 innings, or is it 2-3 innings, pass it to the next guy, pass it to the next guy? What do you do on a night like this?
In a perfect world, if they've got a nice lead, he might get 12 outs, but 10 to 11 outs because of who's batting in the third spot. Alvarez is going to get somebody the second time.
So you don't think Syndergaard sees Alvarez twice?
No. That would have to be a 4 or 5 run lead. So I don't think that's going to happen. And I think for Syndergaard, it's a little unfortunate, but he knows the leash is short. So you just, again, literally take one pitch at a time and try to limit the damage, limit the runners, and pass the baton on in a tie game. Because it's the worst spot to be.
Right.
Like, if you know you're going to start, you're starting for the entirety of the game. At least that was always our mindset. If you know you're only going 3 innings, sometimes you could really rev the engines and get a little out of yourself knowing, oh, shoot, I'm only going to get this guy once, so let me give him everything I have.
Yeah, Syndergaard hasn't thrown more than 3 innings in over a month now. Last night, obviously, the combined no-no. You've done both. You've started, you've closed in the postseason. What, in your opinion, is more difficult spot to be in? The starter in a high leverage game, or coming in out of the pen in a situation like Ryan Presley did last night with a no-hitter on the line in the World Series?
I think that's just a bonus. Winning the game was the only thing they were thinking about. If that game's 1-0, for sure the no-hitter is like the last thing you think about. Yeah. But because it was 5-0, the no-hitter became the story. And so each guy wants to get everybody out, no doubt. But I don't think if they gave up a hit, it was going to let the air out of the balloon. They knew they were going to just get outs to get the game over with so that they could square it up at 2.
So did you find it more pressure-packed to be a starter in the postseason, or that guy opening the door in the 9th inning and coming in with the game on the line?
I think going in the 9th inning, because of all the things that are at stake. I mean, in regular season, you know you're going to be given 40, 50 to 70 times you're going to come out of that door. But in the postseason, you might get 2. And you got to make it count. So I tasted both, and the adrenaline rush is off the charts coming out of the pen. It's a sustained energy and it's a sustained journey when you're starting. I like the starter better because you control the environment, you set the tone, and if you're going good, you're allowed to, at least in my generation, finish the game.
John, thanks, my friend. I'll see you in Houston.
Got it.
All right, we are down here with, what's your name?
My name is Dante, man.
All right, Dante, what makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
We're fanatics, man. We're crazy. We're diehard fans over here in Philadelphia. PA, we're diehard Phillies fans in our head, baby. We're crazy. We're crazy in our head, baby.
Now, because you're so crazy, if the Phillies were to win the World Series, what would you give up for them to win?
Well, I would give up. I would never give up to be a diehard Phillies fan. We're crazy right here. I would never give nothing up. I would give everything up to be a Phillies fan.
Hey, talking to the mic, not her ear.
I would give up everything in the world not to give up. I'm a diehard Phillies fan. Fanatic.
All right, hey, last one for you. There's two mascots in this series, Orbit and the Philly Fanatic. Who would win in a fight and why?
Philly Fanatic, you know why? Ain't nobody gonna be crazier than a Philly Fanatic. He's a diehard Phillies fan. That's why.
I appreciate it, buddy. What's your prediction? Who wins?
Philly, baby. Phillies all day, every day.
Come on, let's go. What do you got?
What's your name?
Alex.
Alex, I'm also Alex.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Alex. All right. What makes Phillies fans the best fans in the league and better than Astros fans?
Because we wake up mad. We want to win. We're the best. We're a bunch of dogs.
I love that answer. You're 2 games away from winning the World Series. What's one thing that you would give up for the Phillies to win the World Series?
Everything. I would give up everything for the Phillies. I went through 12 years of drought. I'm ready for anything. I'll give up anything for a Phillies World Series.
I love that.
Thank you.
Come on!
Let's go. All right, let's bring this up here. We'll let a couple left. All right, come on. Are we a big? Come on, girls. It's okay.
It is
All right.
madness.
It's crazy down here.
Absolute madness.
What are your names?
Megan.
Are we big Phillies fans?
Absolutely.
This is what I love. All right, what makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
We're loyal. We're fucking passion, if I'm being honest. You see this in Houston? No.
No, actually.
No, you do not.
You don't. All right, you guys are clearly very passionate Phillies fans. You're 2 games away from winning the World Series. What is something that you both love that you would give up for the Phillies to win it all?
My phone. Hands down, my phone. My firstborn, if I'm being honest.
Now that's bold.
That's a
That is bold. That's bold.
All right, are the Phillies going to bounce back and win Game 5 tonight?
Absolutely. I'm saying the rosary beads. I don't know the answer. I'm praying the Hail Mary every inning.
I love it. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Love you guys. All right, come on in. What's your name?
I'm Charlie.
Charlie, what makes Phillies fans the best fans in the league?
Phillies fans spend their hard-earned money to come here, either here or the game, to cheer on our boys.
I love that.
What's one thing that you would give up for the Phillies to win it all in a couple days?
My entire bank account. I'm supporting you, Bryce. I'm supporting everybody. My bad, man.
Who's winning tonight?
The Phillies, are you kidding me?
Are they bouncing
Are you
back?
kidding me?
Are they
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? The Phillies on top. Phillies forever. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Phillies. Ba, 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 da, ba.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes, thank you.
Come on in. Hi, what's your name? Sam. Hi, Sam. Are you a big Phillies fan? Oh, huge. Love it. What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
We just have the best spirit in the whole country. We're the best
We're seeing it.
I agree with that. What's something that you would give up for the Phillies to win it all?
Oh my gosh, my job, everything. I want the Phillies to win it. I'm here for it.
What are you going to do if they win it?
Oh, I'm going to be in the city and I am going to be just.
Are you going to climb a pole? Apparently people climb poles here.
I'm going to try to.
You're going to try?
They might be greased, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whoa. Did I see you just crush a beer before you came
absolutely.
over?
Because I love the Phillies. Ask me any question.
What makes Phillies fans the best fans in the league?
Look at this place. Because we all come together no matter no matter what happens. This place comes together and we all love each other no matter what. And this place, look around. This place is why every Phillies fan in the world, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, it doesn't matter. We all love each other. No matter what. No matter what.
That's a really empowering answer. I like that a lot.
No matter what.
All right, what's one thing that you would give up, that you love, for the Phillies to win the World Series?
The one thing that I would give up for the Phillies to win the World Series? My liver. I've drank my life away, and I don't care. For the Phillies to win the World Series, I would take my liver and I would throw it out for the Phillies to win the World Series because they deserve it. Because we're the Fightins. Whenever we're down, we stand up and we get right back up and we fight and we don't stop fighting. And I would take my liver and I would stop drinking for a Phillies World Series all my life, and I love it.
After that beer you just crushed, your liver may not be that great anyway.
I guess it's the last beer that I would drink because there's nothing that I want more. My dad take a Phillies World Series on.
I love that.
Simple. It's that easy.
Thank you.
And you guys are the best, and I love you, and I love this fucking place, baby. Alec Boom, I love this place.
Did he just fade away?
Yeah.
He just faded.
That guy was a legend.
Hi, ladies. What's your name? I'm Elena. I'm Sophia. What makes Phillies fans the best fans in the league? Because they're crazy.
We have the most spirit. We have the most energy.
Yeah.
And we do everything the best. We're the best.
And no one gives a fuck.
It's okay. It's okay. What is one thing, I'll ask you both, you go first. What is one thing that you would give up for the Phillies to win the World Series?
My life savings. Life savings.
Vaping.
Vaping?
I would quit vaping.
That's a healthy one.
I love
That's
that.
a really healthy one.
All right, let me get both of your game predictions tonight. Who wins?
Obviously the Phillies.
The Phillies are winning.
This is shocking answers
I
we're
think
getting.
everyone's going to say the Phillies. Girls, you're awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. All right.
Woo!
What's up, bro? What's your name?
My name's Rez. I'm from Philly, downtown.
All right. I would love your life story after this. That'd be great.
Later.
All right. What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
I mean, well, first off, we're a lot more passionate. You know, we love to go nuts. Like, the Astros Stadium, the first 2 games, really quiet. But, like, here, you got to speak up. You got to be loud. We are the best fans here. We're the loudest ones. We're insane. You got to remember, we're not just Phillies fans. We're Eagles fans. We're Flyers fans. We're Sixers fans. We are the best fans in the country. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously this fan base is crazy. What would you give up for the Phillies to win a World Series?
Oh, I give up my arm. This arm right here, I give it up. I give up an arm. I would give up my arm. I mean, but like, I wouldn't get it. The Astros would cheat. They cheat.
This year?
Yeah, this year. You saw it. We all saw it. We all saw it. They're a bunch of cheaters. The Astros are cheaters. They cheat and they lie. You guys should just sell your team now. That's my opinion.
That was a bold take.
That is a bold take.
Breaking news. We got breaking news. The Astros are cheating.
Yeah, sell the team. $5 bid. $5 bid for the Astros because they are a bunch of cheaters. Their integrity goes down like this. Yeah. All right. I heard you guys got one more question about the Fanatic and what's that thing for Houston?
You should just take the mic. You got this.
I should.
All right, who wins in a fight, the Fanatic or Orbit?
I don't know what an Orbit is, so I'm going to take the Fanatic. I heard it's like a cheap knockoff of the Fanatic, so like, I know the knockoffs never win. We know that the Fanatic's going to win. You don't mess with Philly Fanatic. You sure as hell don't mess with Gritty.
I appreciate it, dude.
Go. Yeah, cheers. Go Phillies, go Birds. Houston sucks.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I mean, this is crazy. We're doing great. Are you doing great?
I'm doing fantastic.
This is such a vibe. And it's because of you Philly fans.
Yes, it is.
What makes you Philly fans the greatest fans in the league?
The passion. Nobody matches our passion. We love our Philly sports, and the fans are unmatched. You can't go anywhere else and feel this energy in this building right now.
What would you give up for the Phillies to win the World Series in a couple days?
I would give up drinking alcohol for the rest of my life. and I love to drink. So that's a lot. That's a big gift. But I do it, baby. I do it.
So are they coming back and winning the game tonight, Phillies?
Oh, of course. Without a doubt in my mind. I'd put my mortgage on it. I do that.
All right, last question for you. Brandon Marsh, his hair's always soaking wet. Why? Why is Brandon Marsh's hair always wet?
I mean, the man's swag is unmatched. He pulls off the swamp look. He's a modern-day Jason Works. The dude is unmatched, and he's going to get a home run tonight. You can quote me on that.
I love that. Thank you.
Cheers!
What's up, bro? What's your name?
My name's Shamar. How you doing?
I'm doing great. All right. What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
We always show love.
Yes,
We always show love, and we never give up. We always fight to the end.
All right, what would you give up for the Phillies to win a World Series?
My girlfriend.
Snap, you said that really quickly.
My girlfriend. I give up my girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
What's her name? See ya. All right, there's two great mascots in this series, right? Orbit and the Philly Fanatic. Who would you take in a fight?
Philly Fanatic.
Why is
Done
that?
deal.
Because he's always showing love, and we never going to beat us.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
problem.
Have a
Go
great night.
Philly. I'm in there.
Hi.
How you doing?
What's your name?
I'm Jack.
What is it?
Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
What makes Phillies fans the greatest fans in the league?
Well, Phillies fans, they bring it. They bring it. Nobody else brings it like the Phillies fans, you know. They show out regardless of the score. They show up.
Yeah, they do.
Well, this is crazy in here. This atmosphere is nuts.
We had to get here like hours earlier, you know.
What time did you get here?
I get here at 4 o'clock.
All for this.
4 hours before game time. I just had to say.
What is something that you would give up for the Phillies to win it all?
I will give up alcohol.
We're gonna have a lot of sober people in Philly if they win the World
I would be
Series.
sober. That's a normal guess, you know. Like, hey, Phillies. Hey, this run, it's a tight series. Like at this point, you give up anything for it.
I love it. Now, for fans watching at home who have never been to Philly, you got the Eagles playing tonight. You got the Phillies playing tonight. Fans are going crazy in here. Describe what this atmosphere is like.
It's incredible. You'll experience nothing like it, you know. Like, hey, you can go to Houston. You can go to wherever you want to experience this. Like, hey, you got the Birds. Going on tonight as well. Like, Phillies, Eagles. We have nothing going on like it. Philly's just different compared to every other sports city. So.
It really is. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, hi. What's your
Welcome.
name?
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. Are you a big Phillies fan?
Yes.
That's what I want to hear.
What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
Have you seen the Phillies fans? We will destroy everybody.
Am I gonna fight?
Oh yeah.
You gonna fight 'em?
I might.
What would you give up for the Phillies to win a World Series?
I will give up never drinking again for the Phillies to win.
That's like the general consensus here tonight. I think everyone's raging so much that if the Phillies win, they just need a break.
Right.
I think everybody's raging so much that they want to give up drinking.
If the Phillies win, I'm done. I'll stop drinking.
I love it.
That's great. All right, last one for you. Who is the best mascot in this series, the Philly Fanatic or Orbit the Astro? And who would win in a fight?
Obviously the Fanatic. Come on.
Who would win in a fight?
Obviously the Philly Fanatic. Because everyone would join. We'd start it, but we'd all join in with it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo! Watch out. It's wild.
What's up, man? What's your name?
How's it going? I'm Emir.
Nice to meet you.
nice
All right,
to meet you.
first question for you. What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
Man, we don't cheat. Like, it took us 11 years to get here. We got a sense of pride in us. We're going to fight. We're going to work. We don't care what you think about us. We Philly tough, baby. That's what makes us better.
That's what I love to hear. Now, if the Phillies Phillies were to win the World Series, what would you give up for that moment?
My left nut. I don't gotta have no children. Just let us win. Please, Bryce. I love you, Bryce. I'm sorry I had to say that.
What did he say?
That's not a cuss word. Man, I don't need kids. Sorry, Mom. My mom might not like that.
That's okay, it's okay.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Are the Phillies winning tonight?
Come on now. Is that a question? Does today end in Y? See you guys.
Last one here. We got 2 guys. What's your name?
I'm Dan.
What's your name?
David.
Hi, David. What makes Phillies fans...
Back up a little.
Okay, we're backing up. What makes Phillies fans the greatest fans in the league?
We actually care about our team. We care about our baseball team. We care about the football team. We care about the basketball team. We're a sports city. Houston, I've never seen them have a sold-out crowd. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense.
What makes Phillies fans better than Astros fans?
I don't know about your questions. No, the Phillies win the Super Bowl. The Eagles win the World Series. Listen, wait, the Flyers win the finals and the Sixers win the Stanley Cup because that could only happen in Philly. Let's go, Phils.
He just messed up all of those. He said the Phillies win the Super Bowl, the Eagles win the World Series, and the Sixers win the Stanley Cup. That was one of the greatest walk-offs I've ever seen in history.
The spirit was there. The spirit was there.
That's what matters.
Last one for you. What is one thing you would give up for the Phillies to win the World Series?
That money back from Joe Biden, I'd give it all for a World Series. That $20K, the loan forgiveness, I'd give it all. My degree, everything. Take it. Let me get a World Series this week. Let me get one right now. I need it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, before we go, we got to give our game predictions. Obviously, it's a big one tonight. I'm going to take the Phillies. I feel like they're going to bounce back. We're going to get it. What are you taking?
I'm disappointed. I'm going to take the Astros. I'm going to say that the Phillies don't score because I'm not going to say that my brother gives up any runs, right? That wouldn't be a good brother of me. Astros 3, Phillies nothing.
All right, that's it. It's
All
time
right.
to go inside.
The national anthem is going on here. That means we got to sign off. Game 5 coming right up. Alex and I will be live immediately post-game. This has been the Flippin' Bats pregame show presented by Perry Ellis Fragrances. Enjoy Game 5. We'll see you soon. Peace.
See ya.
Through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, what a way to set the tone. Game 5 of the World Series. Justin Verlander getting set to go. Ball knotted at 2, and when we come back, Joe Davis and John Smoltz have the call from Philly.
fourth we go in this World Series, now tied at 2 games apiece. One more game at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. It's the Astros and the Phillies. It's Game 5 here on Fox. Welcome inside. Hope you're having a great night. I'm Joe Davis, and hey, just when you think you have this series figured out, it takes one massive swing the other way. So the Phillies hit 5 home runs the first game here. The place is going crazy. Maybe the Phillies are just made for this in a team of destiny. Astros say, hold on. They throw a no-hitter. And so the series is tied at 2. And this best of 7 has become a best of 3. Here in Game 5, there's a Hall of Famer on the mound. I got a Hall of Famer right here to break it all down. It's John Smoltz. And Justin Verlander's done just about everything in his career, John, but the one thing remains, he's yet to win a game in the World Series.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, and you've done, as you mentioned, everything you can in the regular season, even in the postseason. He's won individual awards, he's done no-hitters, but the one thing that has stood out, and the one thing he's probably tired of talking about, is the World Series. It has not gone his way. And listen, he saw a blueprint last night. He saw his teammate deliver fastball after fastball against the Phillies, and of course, no hit. Justin Verlander cannot get caught up in the narrative. He really has to pitch one pitch at a time, one hitter at a time, and doesn't have to worry about undoing 0-6. He'll be just fine because he'll make the adjustments.